Hello everybody and welcome back to new Eriador, to kind of the third season. It's not right the start yet. We are doing an episode 0 today because I need to set up the server and I thought that I would take you with me in the process of setting the things up that I need to do. So the real episode 1 of the survival series will be coming out in the next couple of days. The kickoff of the server will be 3 hours after this meeting comes up, so we'll have a lot of fun doing that. And if you're interested now in how I set up the server, then this is the video for you. If you're just interested in me playing survival, then I'd recommend just checking out the video in the next couple of days where I do the episode 1. This is an episode 0 and I need to do some things. I need to set up the server itself. I need to set up the changes with command blocks that we are doing to the server. And I just thought I would take you with me and we do this all together. In order to set up the server, we need to do something which makes me a little sad, but don't you worry, we are taking care of backups and everything, because this is actually the new Eriador Season 2 world, and what I need to do first now is to do this command. The Season 2 world is now backed up and I could create the Season 3 server. As you can see, I took the 17W17B snapshot because as far as I can see, this is stable and we can play in it. And you might now say you wanted to wait until 1.12, but we got a little impatient. We just wanted to start and we just felt like playing. So we decided, what are we waiting for? Let's just do it in the snapshot and hopefully we'll get 1.12 in the next couple of weeks, but I think we are on a good way to that. So feature wise, this shouldn't be a big of a deal. So yeah, I created the server properties so it has the right seed and I started the server and we can now see that it's right here. New Eriador Season 3 and that will be the first one hopping onto here. Hopefully I'm whitelisted. Or better say OP, because I logged in with my camera account, as you can see here. And this is because I am going to game mode 1. And don't scream at me, I need to do that to set up the command blocks. But you can see here, this is the spawn of the world, which is super beautiful. And I will now go to a less beautiful place, which is right, let me see, -1, and then this, and oh, that was wrong. I need to do it like this. And here we go. We are in the bedrock level. Let me do effect Freddy night vision so you can see better when I'm working on this. And then we can get started with the command block changes and I will present to you what we are doing differently with the command block help. Oh well, this is not good. I think we'll move a little bit over to a different spot because I need some space to set this up. This looks way better than the spot before. Actually, we won't need a lot of space later on, but for the beginning, for setting this up, I need a little bit of space to the top. I will fill this in again with some blocks once I'm done. So, oh, new recipe unlocked. This is also the reason why I'm using this account. I don't want those recipes. So, I've got a command block here prepared because the first thing that we are going to do is create better sleeping. And for all of this stuff that I did, like the commands I already prepared in the last couple of months, they all got broken because they changed something about these commands. You see a lot of those quotes here, and those were a big issue to me because I had to figure out how I can use the quotes because I had to use double quotes, and putting a backslash before a quote makes it possible to have double quotes in here, but I don't want to go into too much of the detail about this stuff. I think if you want it, I can make a tutorial for the better sleeping, because this is a system that is using new recipe unlocked. A snow golem to detect rain, which is, I think, a pretty cool way of doing it. So here we have it created now, and this is all the command blocks that we have. It has created bedrock on top, so nobody can access those. And yeah, with this we should also see, if I go to game mode 3 here, no, we are not. There should be an ammo stand somewhere. I'm pretty sure there is. Can't see him here. I went into a test word to figure out what the issue is, and I found out it's of course about those stupid quotes. And so now I just need to fix the one thing that was missing, so I need to summon in an armor stand in the right spot that has the right name, and then it should be all working. It was again about these stupid quotes that you can see right here, because they changed and normal quotes are now invalid for command blocks. So if I do this, we should be seeing that it says summoned successfully. Oh, I can't do this. But I can go to game mode 3, and then we should be able to see that there is an armor stand right here where it actually belongs. So this system is now already working. So whenever somebody is sleeping, the time gets skipped, and when it's raining, it's detecting the rain, and then it's getting rid of the rain. So it's as close to survival single player as we can get. As we're talking about those armor stands, this is also something we want to change, and I need to quickly grab myself the right command for that and show you what we want to change about armor stands. Alright, before we do actually the armor stands, I want to do something else really quick because it is kind of necessary for it, which is disable Enderman griefing. And what you can see here is a command I think that Manual set up once together with Exuma, and this is targeting all Endermen that hasn't have the tag A, and giving them a piston extension and setting the tag to A as well. And this is actually pretty cool concept, so Enderman won't grieve through your world. And I will now take the same command block and put it here and target now armor stands, which I think are done like this, armor stand. And instead of carrying, we will do something different for the armor stands, which is show arms to 1 and give them then the tag A. And we should put these two always active. And if I now place down an armor stand, for example right here, you see that the armor stand has arms instead of having no arms, which is pretty cool in my opinion, because we can do lots of things with those armor stands then. For example, putting hats and armor on them, but to put hats onto the armor stands, we also need hats, and therefore you might have seen the tutorial already. I made a tutorial that you can actually have PvP player drops, and therefore I need to fill up this command block, and therefore we need to go to Excel. This is the Excel sheet you might already know from the tutorial, and I had to change it around as well, so you can find now an updated version of this Excel sheet when you download it again because of all the quotes. But yeah, I can just paste it in here. We get all the 28 names into the list, and this will create the command for us, which we can then just paste into our command block and activate it once. And this should then create all the command blocks needed up to the end here with all the players inside. So for example here, Skid and Niels and WC Hamilton, Nox Mama, Porna Mesa, and so on. So this is the PvP player hat drops in place, and together with the armor stands, I think... Oh, wait a second, I don't want to do this. There's the floating armor stand here that I clicked on. There we go, got the armor stand back. With the arms, we do have the heads then, which is pretty cool, and I should maybe go ahead and label those here as well. So the next section I want to take care of is some statistics that we want to track for the people, and get a little bit of a competition, maybe just for interest, see how much time people played on the server, how much you're flying, how much you're walking. That is the first 3 I was thinking of, and therefore we need to add some scoreboards. So I will quickly do that now. So as you saw there, I added a scoreboard always or like 2 scoreboards for each of those things here, because we need to do some calculations. I made some mistakes, but that doesn't matter. I do have minutes played, ticks played, kilometers flown, centimeters flown, kilometers walked, centimeters walked, and with those now we can work here. So what I want to do is add a command block here at the front that is facing inwards, and I guess I will set those up real quick and then explain what we are doing with those. After some fiddling, I think I got it now to work. So what you can see in the sidebar is my ticks moving up just because of the objective, and once this is reaching 1200, it will add a minute to my minutes plate, and then reset or remove 1200 ticks from my ticks plate objective there. And I decided to change those around to, those are now tracking not kilometers flown and walked. I changed it to meters, so we can check this out in a moment. Let's see the ticks plate. They should be moving up in just a second. So there we go, it moved up, and if I display the minutes plate, we should see that I already have some minutes here. Yeah, quite a lot, because it went a little crazy once I changed it, because I had a mistake. It's case sensitive, so you need to be careful with this. With the kilometers flown and walked. Now, since we do have a little bit of a challenge on the server, I need to make a change to the minutes played now, which is that we want to track how much time people survived until they die the first time. We do have a death challenge that we want to play. Each of us that is participating is paying 5 diamonds into the death challenge, and then we are tracking how many minutes people survive until their first death. And if more than one person survives for the first month, we will split the diamonds between those. But that is a pretty cool game that we are doing, and therefore I will use the minutes played here as well and change it around a little bit. So I think that I've got the command blocks for this setup. It's these two here that I added to the minutes played row, which is one. I am checking, of course, again for the time played, which is then seeing if the minute is over for a player. If the minute is over, it is checking if the player was AFK within this minute. So basically we're just making sure that people don't have to fear about cheating. So they can AFK if they want to, because AFK minutes won't get counted for the death challenge. Of course, you can cheat the whole death challenge, but we trust each other that this won't happen. And then we also check if the death score is 0. If that's the case, then we just count the minute to the death challenge. And then each minute we also resetting the AFK time. It's not really a time, it's just checking if you have been walking within the minute. If you have been walking, then this minute gets counted for the death challenge. If you have been AFK, this minute won't get counted, and it will just stop if you die. So we do have a scoreboard for that, which is kind of neat because it will stop at the time of the first death. So yeah, this is set up then as well, and what I also added now was the death scoreboard, because I needed that for it, and that is also something we want to be able to track. So we do have death, and while I'm on it, I can also add health, because we want to see the health of people, because we are playing without natural regeneration and without coordinates. So let me do this. Actually, I think I want to call this hearts instead. So because this now can be displayed in the screen. And while we are on it, let's do the game rule, or the game rules, because we've got a few that we need to cover. Let's actually look through those. Command block output we did. Disable elytra move check. We should maybe do this. Disable to true, I guess, would be the right way. Daylight cycle we want to keep. Do entity drops, do fire tick, do limited crafting, do mob loot, spawning, weather cycle, keep inventory, log admin commands is disabled for the command blocks. maximum command chain length, I don't care, entity cramming, mob griefing, natural regeneration to false, and random tick speed, reduce debug info. That is also something we want to change, of course. Reduced to true, because now if we press F3, we see the good old reduced debug info. I like this. Send command block feedback should be disabled by my command blocks already, or I don't care about it. Should S method spawn radius spectator generate chunks? We don't have to take care of those, so that's the game rules already taken care of. Now I want to think of other things we want to do with those scores or statistics, because this is a pretty cool way of having a little bit of a challenge between players. For this next step I want to do, I guess I will need a few more command blocks, but don't you worry, this is only for displaying a scoreboard. So we are not changing anything to the vanilla game with these command blocks that I'm adding now. What I want to do though is that we have different scoreboards in the tab menu. Right now there's nothing, but we can display scores there, like for example scoreboard objectives, set display list to hearts, and then if I would take damage, which I can quickly do by just placing a block here again, go into game mode 3 and go into game mode 0. Oh, no. I need to fly up. Too late. But now we should see that I've got the hearts. And with those, I want to be able now to look up and then scroll through my hotbar to scroll through different objectives in the tab screen here. So if I look down again, it should be hearts. But if I look up, I want to be able to view the other statistics that we are tracking for the server, for the amusement, to see what other people are doing, like how many minutes they played, how many deaths they had, and things like that. So I think that's the best way we can do it, so people can look at those statistics without having to have command blocks or anything anywhere. So let me set this up and then I will show you how this is working. Quite a lot of time has passed now. If you have been programming before, you know that you spend about half of the time with just bug fixing once you think you're done with programming because it's not working right. And it's the same for command blocks. Maybe it's even worse because you can't see your code. You need to look into the command blocks and search for things. But we've tested everything now and it should all be working. Fingers crossed for the server launch then. But I also made some changes. For example, I noticed that the flying was the wrong scoreboard. It's not flying like centimeters, well, flying 1 centimeter, it is aviate, and so that changed now. And also those two here are reverted back to kilometers, because you get quite a lot of meters when you're flying with an elytra, and we're just interested in the general feel, so kilometers walked will be a better overview for it. And what you can see over here, these are the command blocks that I talked about changing what we are seeing in our tab screen. So by default, you can see the hearts now. And on the right side, that is just for debug. You can see that my selected slot is -1 because I don't have any scoreboard selected right now. And if I look up now, you can see it changes to 0. If I switch to the first one, it changes to 1. To 2 and so on, but it's not changing the scoreboard. It's only changing if I look up and then select something. So now I already looked up and now I can select, for example, minutes since last death, and it's telling me what I'm selecting by this nice tooltip over the hotbar. So here you can see numbers of deaths, then the minutes played, and what else do we have? Killed by players. So how many times was I killed by players, because I might want to see how many deaths do I have and how many of those are because people killed me. Then of course players killed. This is an easy one because it's just a basic scoreboard that you can do in Minecraft already. You don't need to do any command blocks for that. Mobs killed, same here. Then we've got our kilometers walked, our kilometers flown, and we do have stone mined just to see how much people are digging, because last season, if you remember, we had the perimeter and we wanted to know how many stone people mined. So we are counting this from the beginning now, which might be kind of cool. And yeah, like this we can switch those, and if I look down again, you can see it rewards back to hearts. Of course, if other people are looking up as well and scrolling around, they are interfering, but usually people shouldn't be looking at the statistics all at the same time, and if they do, they can just see that somebody else is doing it and let them do it. You can only see those texts that are displayed if you are looking straight up. So if somebody else is now scrolling through the scoreboards, then I can see that in the tab screen if I press tab, but I won't see the messages what is being displayed. So if I just walk around, I won't be distracted by somebody else scrolling through the scoreboards. I think this is the best way that we can do this without interfering too much with the usual overlay. It would be cool if I could just detect if somebody presses tab instead of looking up, but there's no way I can detect if you're pressing tab. So instead you need to look up to scroll through your statistics that are displayed here. And yeah, this is pretty cool. One more thing that I added also to this, apart from this stuff here, is the last death and killed by player row here, because I had to add this and to make it possible to count the time since I last died. So minutes since last death, you can see when you die, this will get set back. This was requested by the people on the server, and the killed by player I also had to detect if somebody killed somebody else and then increase that score, because there's no default scoreboard for that. And then this stuff over here, I can quickly show you what this is doing and how this is working. We need to initialize this. I have two command blocks that are initializing scoreboards, so I'm just checking if the ticks are low, and if that's the case, I just joined the server for the first time, and then I'm setting the selected slot, because otherwise I can't do that. And then if I have none selected, it's setting it to -1 as I was shown there. And if I am looking down, like from here, and I'm selecting something and I'm looking down, you can see it goes back to hearts. This is done with this here, and then the other ones are just checking. If I'm looking straight up, it's setting it to the right number, and then if I am switching slots, so I'm checking, do I have a different slot selected than before, then it's also triggering the set display in the list, and it's firing up the title, and this is all just repeating for all 9 slots. So that's why we do have some command blocks here for this mechanic. But I don't think that this is too bad. I think since this is not changing anything from the survival or the vanilla gameplay, better say, this is a pretty good system to have. So I hope that I didn't ramble for too long now, but yeah, this is all done now, and we can finally start playing on the server. I'm super hyped now to get started with the people, but I need to wait a little bit still. So I will now edit this video, upload it, and see what you guys think, if you have any suggestions what I should change, because now I still have time to change stuff, and then we will of course start the server then. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then of course feel free to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share this video with your friends, and I hope then to see you in the next video. Until then, have a great day.